What's going on, guys? This is Braden from Advancement Hockey Advising, and today we'll be talking about the mindset that hockey players need to absolutely dominate on the ice. Before we dive in though, just a quick reminder to absolutely smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and share the video if you like the content. Also, just a quick reminder that if you have any questions at any point in time, or if you want to talk to us about anything, feel free to either drop a comment down below or email us at info@ahadvising.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And as always, there's going to be timestamps throughout the video, so if you want to go to a specific section, go ahead and you can click on that, or you can just feel free to watch the entire video. It's completely up to you. All right, so why are we making this video? Why are we talking about mindset? Well, I think we can all agree here that mindset is extremely important for hockey players and just athletes in general and people in general as well. I think mindset is one of the three core pillars in hockey that we need to focus on, and I think it's very, very not ignored, but under focused for sure for a lot of people. So mindset is super important because if you think about it, you really see the difference between a player when he's playing, when he's confident and when his mindset's good, versus when he has kind of a self-destructive mindset and is playing out of fear. You know, it's just not the same player out there, even though it's the same set of skills on the ice, right? So mindset really is that important. It really does make that big of a difference. So with that being said, the goal of this video is to kind of give you techniques and strategies that you can use to really make sure that your mindset is really strong consistently day in, day out, on and off the ice. All right, one thing I want to note here before we dive into the specific techniques is that mindset, yes, you can work on mindset separately and it really does do a lot of help, you know, if you train it. That being said though, if you ignore your skills on the ice and you don't really have the skills that are up to par with the competition you're going in, you're not going to feel truly confident in yourself, right? And you're not going to feel confident in your skills. And in turn, no matter how good your mindset is, you won't perform well on the ice, and that in turn will affect your mindset negatively. So on-ice skills, super important to prioritize that and to really build your skills up and build your confidence. And if you want to know more about building your confidence and building your skills, we created a video about confidence that you can access. You know, you can go feel free to check that out right now or at the end of the video. But that being said though, it's just really important that your on-ice skills are up to par, and then from there you start working on your mindset as well. All right, so assuming that your skills are up to par here, we can talk strategy on how to keep your mindset strong and how to really, you know, be your best self every single time. And before we dive into the strategies real quick, it's really important to know why these strategies work and why they're important. The biggest goal of these strategies is to get you into what we call the zone, right? Or the flow state, or any other state that we kind of describe, just being, you know, really being our best selves, where we're not overthinking things, where we're just doing, right? We're using our instincts, we're just doing, everything just seems to flow naturally. Anybody who's played a sport, anybody who plays hockey right now knows what I'm talking about. When you get in that flow state, you don't have to think about anything, you're just doing, and you play your best games in that state. And these mindset strategies here, the whole point of them is to get you in this state, and I'm telling you out of experience, they really work, and I definitely encourage you to do them, because the more you do this, the more you're going to get in the zone and be able to stay in the zone throughout the entire game, practice, or whenever you're, you know, doing your craft and playing hockey on the ice. All right, so let's start with techniques that we use before the game. So during your pre-game routine. Why is a pre-game routine important? Well, obviously you don't want to get caught up too much in the routine where you're just focusing so much that you kind of take yourself out of the zone because you're focusing on all the different techniques. But at the same time, it's important to have, you know, some key things in this routine here to not only get your body warmed up and your muscles ready to go for the game, but also to get your mind ready and to get yourself into the zone. Like we said, getting yourself into the zone is the whole point of doing these strategies that we're going to talk about here during your pre-game routine. All right, so the first thing that I would always include during my pre-game routines is what we call affirmations. Some of you might have heard of them, but some of you might have not. So what they are essentially is you just say statements out loud, okay? And just fun fact, the louder you say that, the stronger you say the statements, the more you start to embody them and you start to feel them. Now, obviously, you don't want to be screaming these statements in public or people are going to think you're crazy. You know, what I would typically do is in the car, I would always try and drive on my own before the game. And in the car, you know, during the car ride, I would just say these statements repeatedly, you know, like think, for example, you know, I'm going to be the absolute best player on the ice. I'm going to dominate my competition. no one's gonna take the puck off me in the corners. I'm gonna win all the puck battles. I'm gonna score, 2 goals, 3 goals, say whatever. It could be any statement like this, anything that you want to picture yourself doing. You start saying these statements, because the more you say them, repeat it over and over and over again, you're kind of gonna brainwash yourself into believing it. And from there, once again, the ice, you get your mindset ready to absolutely dominate that competition, to be the best player on the ice. All right, so now we're out of the car, we're at the rink, we get changed and all that. We're starting to do our warm-up and our pregame routine. While I'm doing my warm-up, I don't just kind of let my mind wander, although it does happen sometimes. What I try to do is I try and do visualization, or in other words, I'm picturing the outcome that I want to have, right? So I'm visualizing us winning the game. I'm visualizing scoring 3 goals. I'm visualizing being the best player on the ice, winning those puck battles, beating defensemen one-on-one, all these things. I'm trying to picture all the key things that I want to see. That way it kind of just primes my brain again, just like the affirmations. And if you want to take it a step further, you can even combine it by saying like these, you don't want to be screaming in the rink, but you want to say, these affirmations as you're visualizing, as you're doing your warm-up. If you do all these things combined, I'm telling you, it really, really makes a difference. It really primes you to be, having the right mindset. It really gets you in the zone. Honestly, when you're doing all this, you really like get pumped up and you're ready to go. And, it just... I really, really swear by the affirmations and the visualization. I think these tools are huge to getting you into the zone and getting your mindset right. All right, so the third trick that I use here, I don't always use this one, but I use this one when I feel really, really nervous or really anxious before a really big game. Typically if it's not a huge game, my nerves are fine, I don't have to do this. But what I do here is I use what I call the nervous to excited state shift. And basically what this is you just tell yourself, if you're really nervous, really anxious, you just say, hey, I'm excited. I'm not nervous, I'm excited. And you repeat this to yourself in your head, and you can say it out loud too, an affirmation over and over again. And the key thing here is that your brain can't deduce the difference between nervousness and excitement. It's the same physiological response, right? You feel the exact same way. The only difference is the meaning that you tie to it. And from there, if you start saying, I'm nervous, you're gonna feel tightened up, you're gonna feel agitated, you're not gonna feel well. But if you say you're excited, you're like, oh God, I'm ready to go and all this. And then your brain says, okay, no, don't need to tighten up. You're gonna kind of loosen up and be ready to go. It sounds mundane. It doesn't sound like it's gonna work, but I'm telling you, this trick really works when you're feeling really uptight, really nervous. Just say I'm excited, and loosens everything up and allows you to just be in the flow state, to be in the zone. And this trick, I think this trick is awesome whenever you're feeling really nervous and uptight. And the last little trick I want to share with you for your pregame routine is a more of an advanced one, but it's to access your shadow. Now, what is your shadow? That's your dark side. And before I dive into things a bit deeper, I just want to note that you need to practice this before you implement this into game, because if you don't do this right, you can overdo it. You can be overly emotional, overly angry, and that's not good. You want to be in control, right? You want to be in control of your dark side. You don't want it to go out of control, and then you start doing not the best decisions and all that, right? So definitely practice this before you implement it in your pregame routine. But assuming that you have mastered this, that you know how to integrate it, this one is really huge. So accessing your shadow is just going into all your angers, your disappointments, your frustrations, all the things in the past that really, bring up some deep emotions. If you know how to harness that right and take control of it and use it to fuel you, like to prove people wrong that said you were a disappointment, and whatever that trauma that you've had in the past, this can really, really help fuel you and really gives you deep confidence and a deep, strong mindset if you harness it right. But again, this is more of an advanced technique, and definitely, train yourself before you start implementing into your pregame routine. But if you've mastered it, this one is another really big one that you can use to have deep confidence and a strong mindset. All right, so the last technique here that I want to share with you is not before the game, but during the game. And this one's not to get you into the zone, it's to keep you into the zone, and is what I call the mental reset button. So it's actually a very simple concept. So anytime you feel yourself getting emotional, angry, or anything like that, just not right, overthinking, anything like this, this is a huge trick that I use. So after any, shift, after any drill, like you start feeling like this, a little overwhelmed or whatever, you're going to use this trick. So basically all it is that you take a deep breath in, you hold it, you picture the mental reset button in your head, and then as you exhale, you press it in your head and you kind of let go of everything. And you just keep repeating this. And then you picture the reset button, exhale, let go. You keep doing this until you feel like you've calmed down, you're back to your natural state. And then you can do like some visualization, stuff like that to get you back in the zone too. But typically for me, you know, and for others that I've trained, you know, the mental reset button and the deep breathing, that really, you know, is enough usually to get you back into the zone. So this is a big trick to get you back into it if you start falling out of it. All right, so I know I just hit you with a ton of information here that you've probably never heard about or probably heard very little about. So we're going to do a quick recap here just to make sure you take home the key points. First and foremost, your confidence and your on-ice skills really does affect your mindset. So it's super important to consistently work on your craft, on your on-ice skills to make sure that, you know, you can start working on your mindset and not let that affect it negatively. Second, the whole goal of all the strategies that we talked about is to get you into the zone and keep you there. Next is all the things you can do before the game. So first you can do affirmations, ideally, you know, in a secluded place where you can really shout them and believe them. Next is visualization, you know, during your warm-up and all these kinds of things, but you can do it anytime. After that is the nervous to excited state shift that you can do. And then lastly is to access your shadow, but only do this if you've trained before because it's more of an advanced technique. And the last one here is during the game or practice, after any shift, drill, anything like that, you use the mental reset button to really get you back into the zone. And that's it for the video, guys. We hope you liked it. You know, if you did, feel free to absolutely smash that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and share the video. Like we said before, if you want to reach out to us about anything, feel free to drop a comment down below or email us at info@ahdvising.com and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And last quick thing, if you click on the link down in the description below, it'll give you access to all our different platforms, all the things we're up to, like our social media, our website, newsletter, all these things. So if you want to check that out, feel free to click the link in the description below. And that is it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video and we'll catch you on that next one.